This week we're scouring heaven and earth for very different house hunters.
Vicars and knickers.
I knew you were going to say that.
We help them discover a new path.
We've lived in vicarages too long, where nothing's posh.
And listen to some tough confessions.
This is what I imagine prison to be like.
To be here will be to retire.
I'm horrified.
So the vicar starts looking elsewhere for inspiration.
Our mind is on higher things.
But we're all soon singing from the same hymn sheet.
I think we're very often on the same wavelength. My wavelength? Well, nearly all.
Now I am concerned too, but for you.
This week we're getting down to business in London, finding a bachelorette base for a successful entrepreneur and a peaceful plot for a retiring vicar and his wife.
For one, it's a first step. For the other, it's a forever home. But with him in the west and me in the east, these searches are poles apart.
A bit like us, really.
No, we're not poles apart.
You see, we can't even agree on that.
Lingerie entrepreneur Shazia is following her business dream to London and buying her first place.
While streetwise vicar Ian is retiring from the church and leaving the vicarage, so he and wife Peter are hunting for a new home.
For Shazia, it's the bright lights of Maida Vale in the West End that are calling, while Ian and Peter are keen to stay right in the thick of it in London's East End near Leytonstone. They may be looking in the same city, but with the vast difference in property prices, they may as well be on different planets. With the average two-bed property in Maida Vale costing nearly 3 times as much as the same size property in Leytonstone. 28-year-old Shazia's a successful underwear entrepreneur from Cardiff. Her growing business is spinning her life around. She's currently spending more time in train stations and hotels than house hunting.
I've lived out of a suitcase, which I think has probably proved very expensive. But I need a London base. I need somewhere to work from, somewhere to live, and somewhere that I can call home.
Shazia's leaving behind her hometown in Wales to buy her first house, but the difference in the property markets is proving a culture shock.
The thing I have to remember in London is you don't get an awful lot for your money. And being from Wales, where you do get an awful lot for your money, it's difficult for me to sort of make the transition.
This high flyer is looking for an exclusive postcode in London's swanky West End. And as she doesn't settle for second best in business, she's refusing to in property.
Essentially, I don't really like to compromise. I think with compromise, there is just no clear-cut winner anyway, so I try not to compromise where possible.
Her success has given her a substantial first-time buyer's budget. Ideally, she'd like to spend less than $400,000, but could go higher for the perfect place.
And she'll need it to get 2 bedrooms, an office and a sociable living space anywhere near her dream location of Maida Vale.
Luckily, Phil, you have had years of practice in handling strong-minded women. This is going to be a doddle for you.
I think I should start with congratulations. You seem to have achieved an awful lot in a quite a short space of time.
Thank you.
Hopefully you're now reaping the rewards, and here we are buying a jolly smart flat in London with any luck.
Well, I hope we'll be buying a jolly smart flat in London if you found me something that I really like, yes.
So I've been thinking, while I've been carrying out the sort of research for you, that actually your great strength in business, I'm sorry, but will be a weakness in house hunting, because you will have to compromise. Every first-time buyer across the world has to compromise. And you've got a very sizable budget, a huge budget for a first-time buyer, due to the fact that you don't compromise in your working life. And I am concerned because I know it's not part of your character to accept anything but perfection. And I can just see it in your face. You're thinking, Phil, this is not what I'm here for.
Well, now I am concerned too, but for you.
I was worried. Now I'm scared.
After years of commitment to the Anglican Church in Leytonstone, Ian is finally hanging up his robes. He and wife Peter are facing the fact that when he retires, they'll also be losing their spacious 4-bedroom vicarage.
I think it's really daunting. I'm looking forward to it in one way, and I'm really scared in another way.
Downsizing can be a big challenge for all clergy. And in fact, there are special courses you can go on, you know, to face your retirement.
Ian might be leaving the parish, but their work in the community goes well beyond the church walls.
Peter's still committed to her job as a youth programme director, and they both want to continue giving back to the place they now call home.
We've always lived in urban areas, and I like the kind of the notion that it's theatre all day long. There's always something happening in the street or around the corner.
And you learn so much from different people. They've got so much to give. And there's also a real kind of camaraderie here, and that's really precious.
As much as they love the street corner confessionals, they also enjoy being a stone's throw away from an East End gem of calm, the beautiful Wanstead Flats.
We have 2 dogs, and so every morning I get up, walk them up to Wanstead Flats. I just love it. You know, it's my time. It really is my precious time.
And with plenty to keep them busy outside of church, this pair are looking forward to finding more time to do some of the other things they love.
I don't intend to retire in terms of not doing anything, but I mean, I've got lots and lots which is on the back burner.
When we were first together, he wasn't doing this job, so it will be great to have Ian back, really.
They've got £240,000 to buy their first home together. For that, they want a house with character, 3 bedrooms, right in the thick of a buzzing community. And if they don't find it soon, their camper van will be the only remaining roof over their heads. Very nice to meet you.
Welcome.
Nice to see you.
Good
Hi.
morning.
Morning.
I'd be very happy if we spent the rest of the day here. That's fine by me.
Beautiful view, lovely shady spot.
Yep.
Why are you looking for a house? You seem to be perfectly situated.
Well, if you'd like to negotiate with the City of London, and then we'll have a permanent plot here. We don't mind.
You've been together for 20 years, 20 odd years.
Yes.
And you've never bought a house together.
No.
You've been living in vicarages.
Yes.
And you're now retiring
Yeah.
from the church inn.
Yeah.
So you need to find a home.
I do.
Right.
Part of the problem about having a vicarage
Yeah.
for all vicars is it's much larger than they normally live in.
Yes.
Yeah, because you have to have enough bedrooms to accommodate visitors,
Yeah.
to have parishioners in. We tend to have lots and lots of books.
I think what Ian has been saying really is that, you know, that's what he would like, is to have that separate space. So
I'm glad you're explaining what I was saying.
we promised that we wouldn't have any conflict.
No conflict. When it comes to house buying, I'll be impressed if even a vicar and his wife can pull that one off.
Okay. Oh, I'm in the back. Chauffeur driven.
So we've got 2 very different searches meeting very different needs.
I've got a flexible £400,000 budget to find a home for an underwear entrepreneur in Maida Vale.
And I've got £240,000 to find a place in the lively East End around Leytonstone.
Interesting week.
Yes, got it all going on here. Vicars and knickers.
I knew you were going to say that.
Poles apart, never the two shall meet.
Okay, well, I'm just gonna ignore the carry-on house hunting stuff. I'm 20 grand short of what I need to find them what they want.
Oh, you're a walk in the park. I'm about 100 grand short.
Well, that's what I want to be, is a walk in the park.
Shazia, incredibly ambitious, but you know what it's like, ambitious in her personal life and business life, very ambitious in her property hunt.
So does that translate into totally unrealistic?
Yes. So I think she's probably going to give me a fairly rough ride of things.
I know God's on my side this week. That's for sure.
I'm not sure that God's on my side.
Is he not?
And I really wish he was, because I've got a totally unrealistic mountain to climb.
Well, you better get to it then. Shazia's healthy 400k budget is impressive by anyone's standards, but she's going to need it to get an exclusive Maida Vale postcode.
So this flat's a real find. It is small but perfectly full, and it's well under budget at £375,000. With 2 bedrooms and an open-plan living space, it delivers everything Shazia's asked for.
That's what we're going to...
It's not this, is it?
It is.
Is it?
Yeah, that's where we're starting. I suspect this will be something of a reality check, but I just wanted to start here where you really want it to be and show you what your money buys you.
Okay. Let's have a look.
I'm almost never lost for words.
Okay, well, up you come, top floor. What you see is what you get.
My bathroom's bigger than this at home. And all these stairs break my neck. I don't like it.
It's 500 square feet. It's 2 beds. It's fully fitted. It's not quite finished yet, but it will be ready to...
This is it?
This is the living room and the kitchen.
I'm not sure what Shazia was expecting in her dream area. Maybe the fact it's under budget will bring her round.
Neatly priced at 375 grand. So, under budget and in the patch. I'm ready to move into, so literally...
But awful.
It's not awful,
It is.
it's just small. You've got the 2 beds.
I don't like it. I want to leave. I'm horrified.
That's not a mixed message, is it, Phil? But this is a good flat for a first-time buyer whose heart is set on this area. Trust me.
So, bathroom and 2 bedrooms. Granted, you can't see a lot out the window.
It's basically just a wall.
Yeah.
This is what I imagine prison to be like.
A very nice prison on Elgin Avenue in Maida Vale.
I mean, look at that. Like, there isn't even the master bedroom because they're both shoeboxes.
Oh dear.
I'm sorry this is disappointing, but...
Mortifying. Well, whatever you show me now can only get better, surely.
Yes.
Okay, that's why you did it. Fine.
It will get bigger and it will be better.
Okay.
But I appreciate this is a bit of a shock, but this is the reality of flat living in central London.
I don't know who's more shocked, Phil or Shazia.
I don't disagree with everything that Chazia's been saying, I really don't. But she's a first-time buyer, she's absolutely no experience of the London market and what the values are. And that's a bit of a shock. It is. I can deal with it. I can deal with everything that she's been talking about, but it is going to involve some compromise, and I'm not sure that she's going to be up for that. So, all to play for yet.
This week, we're trawling London to find homes for house buyers at very different stages of life.
I'm in London's East End and needing some divine intervention in my search for a suitable home for retiring Vicar Ian and his wife Peter.
While in the Wild West, there'll be pistols at high noon if I don't find a home for a determined entrepreneur.
When Ian retires, he and his wife Peter will have to downsize from their 4-bedroom vicarage, and they have £240,000 to do it with. So I'm kicking off with a place that I hope will soften the blow. The property is in Manor Park, just 4 miles away from the heart of the parish they know and love in Leytonstone.
And it's huge. Marketed just shy of 230,000. It has the 3 bedrooms and 2 reception rooms they wanted, as well as direct access to that much sought-after green space for the dogs. Peter seems impressed.
Well, this I like very much. And I don't know, I'll reserve judgment till I go in.
Well, it's definitely one of those houses where its assets are quite upfront.
Okay.
If you know what I mean.
Yes.
Because of the park and the really
Yes,
peaceful street and
Yeah.
its size. It would be down to you to inject the soul.
And surely that won't be a problem for a man of Ian's standing.
Right, so front room on your right.
Yeah.
Second reception room, which is a sort of reception diner going through to a kitchen.
Oh, yeah.
So it is a good size. You see what I mean about it being slightly soulless, but it has got the size.
Yeah.
Yes.
They can't fail to be satisfied with the space. It really doesn't get much better than this within their budget.
It's light, it's airy, the price is right, the garden can be coped with, the park is nice, but there's something at the back of your mind, Peter.
In my mind, it's too far from where I need to be or want to be.
Right.
It would mean that I wouldn't be able to cycle to work.
Right.
Which would be really difficult. And in fact, I wouldn't even know how to get to work from here.
Right.
Well,
Have to look at a map.
yeah, I know that, but it's not going to work for me.
Okay. I can see that. But I would like to see the rest.
Yes.
of the house?
Yeah.
By all means, go and have a look upstairs.
Yeah.
Okay.
This house is just 4 miles from where they live now, but it seems it's a world away from where they want to be.
Oh, gosh, I think I had a dress in that material once.
It's tough, this one. Ian and Peter have spent their whole lives working for the benefit of other people. Frankly, I think they should be able to ask for anything they want and get it. But life isn't like that. And guess who is going to have to be the big, bad, ugly wolf in all of this?
Back in West London, I found Shazia more space, over 130 square feet more to be precise. Incredibly, we're still in Maida Vale, giving her access to those much-loved bars and restaurants. It's a basement flat, something Shazia had crossed off her list, but this, of course, is why it's got more space, a stunning garden and is bang on budget.
Well, I'm curious to see if you can win her round.
She's going to freak out when she discovers it's a basement. She told you no basement.
I know she did.
You were specifically told them.
I know, I'm running a slight risk.
It's a basement on a bus stop.
Yeah, but the flat is superb.
Well, I hope that bus goes before she arrives.
If we can get past that compromise, the size of the flat should win Shazia over.
We're only 2 streets from Elgin Avenue, but a world of difference in terms of price.
And look, as well.
This one
This is the compromise, right?
No. This isn't so much of a compromise.
Oh, God, okay.
Go on. Open the door. Be a gentleman.
I think you'll find, Lady Allsopp, that I'm always a gentleman.
So down into the basement flat, but it really doesn't feel like a basement flat. And I know you didn't really want to be in a basement flat, but it's got its own front door, and once you're down in here, the whole thing is yours. It's got a garden.
It's quite, it's airy.
Great, she's keeping an open mind. And we'd certainly know if she didn't like it.
Well, I'm sure she'll like everything this flat has to offer.
Well, why don't you 2 go outside?
Okay.
Surprise at the end. I'll open up the other bedroom.
Wow, it's big.
It's very big.
What's the surprise at the end?
A little office, all heated.
Really?
With electricity, everything.
It's really lovely, actually.
It's really lovely, isn't it?
I wasn't expecting
No.
an outside space this large.
No. The answer to basements is you get fantastic outside space and you get your own front door. Yes, they're sometimes dark at the front, but often there are big benefits, and this is one of the ones where there are big benefits.
I really like it.
Having a separate office space could really work for Shazia, and with 2 double bedrooms and an ensuite, I think she could be warming to this place.
So, what's it to be?
I really like the outside. I think it's fantastic, and I like the idea of having an office outside, and it's green and it's nice, and I wouldn't have thought that a basement flat would be like this, so I am surprised. I would maybe compromise, but bedroom's tiny, and also it's kind of living in the kitchen, so, and I love to cook, so I don't think that could work, which is such a shame, because I think the rest of it is really nice.
So it's a close but not close enough. Is that what you're saying?
It's close-ish.
So let me get this straight. She loves the space, the garden, the office and the location, but the layout is the deal breaker.
I think this lingerie entrepreneur is getting her knickers in a twist, and now we're right back where we started. In the East End, Ian and Peter rejected the house in Manor Park because it felt a world away from the community they know and love. This pair want to keep in touch with the theatre of life that they've connected with in Leytonstone, so I've brought them back to the streets Ian pounded as the local vicar for the last 8 years.
This house is on at £250,000, 10 grand over budget, but it's a tired, tenanted 3-bedder needing work. I think there would be room for a deal.
This is the house we're here to see. It's more expensive and smaller than the last one we saw, but that's because we're back in a different location.
Okay.
So,
I just hope they're not put off by the work that needs doing.
Now, obviously, the big difference here is that you would need to do more redecorating.
Sure. Nice.
It's good. I love the tiles.
The tiles are
Incredible.
beautiful. They're really, really beautiful.
Yeah.
At this point,
Yeah. Let's just
absorb it.
absorb it.
I think they're absorbing the shock of the size of the place. Maybe it's time for a chat.
So here we are. Not a teeny kitchen.
Okay.
But that storage is a big issue when you're moving from...
Yes.
You know, you're moving an entire life's possessions
Yes.
from a large house into a considerably smaller house.
Yes. It's
It
a
needs
little bit
lightening
heavy,
up.
isn't it?
Yep. You know, it's tenanted, this house, and it shows.
This is the reality of what they can get for their money, and it needs to start sinking in.
I just don't know, as this is only the second house they've ever seen, with a view to buying, together, whether they're going to get far enough, fast enough in this journey. It is hard, downsizing. It really is very, very hard. And they've got to have faith that I am really showing them the best of what's available.
So,
Well,
what do you think?
I like certain parts of the house. There's certain parts of the house that I'm not overly keen on.
Part of the issue is the expense to do with the kitchen.
Yes, it needs a lot of work doing on it, and we haven't got the money to do it up.
No.
Not if they ask for that.
It also sounds to me a little bit like they don't have the inclination to do it up.
Well,
It's light, but it's not big. But you're worried, Peter.
I'm worried because there's a lot of work to be done,
Yes.
and it's already pushing our
Your budget.
It's a maybe.
I think it's a maybe that we need to talk about.
Right. Let's move on. Let's keep it in mind and move on.
I think that's a polite maybe, but at least we can move on knowing they're not prepared to do work but are ready to deal with downsizing. It's a new day and a new approach with Ian and Peter.
They really need to start thinking about where they want to begin the next phase of their lives. I'm hoping bringing them to their dream location near the Wanstead Flats will make them consider a sanctuary for Ian's looming retirement.
What would have to be wrong with the house to stop you wanting it in this location?
I think if there wasn't a reasonable view from windows.
Right, yes. I haven't ever shown anyone a house which looks directly onto a brick wall. In 15 years of doing this job, I pride myself that that would be the final straw.
Yeah.
Okay.
Unlike you, Phil.
All right, cheeky.
But now I'm taking a risk because this house is smaller and over budget. On it just short of £249,000, it only has 2 bedrooms, but there's a beautiful garden and enough space for their changing needs.
So, sitting room.
Oh, this is nice.
Oh, yeah.
And they've got some original stuff there.
They've got lots of original stuff.
Good.
Do you walk in here and think, I can see this?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do, actually.
Oh, yeah, very much.
Yes, I can.
Very much, yeah. And it's our style as well.
So far, so good.
So far, so good.
This house has such a different feel to anything else they've seen, and I think they could be falling for it.
And then this is the big selling point.
Oh, yes. This is a little oasis.
Yeah.
It's just lovely.
I was did a lot of thinking after yesterday. So it kind of put things into perspective and know what I would miss. And interestingly, the biggest thing I miss would not being able to see the birds on the trees.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
Feeding the
thing.
birds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no shortage of birds around here.
No, I can hear them. But
on cue.
on cue.
Even the birds are helping you sell this place.
Oh, wow. Oh, yes.
Oh, gosh, this is so big.
I like the house. I like the feel of the house. I like the size of the house. And I acknowledging that it's small, but it doesn't feel oppressively small.
Well, suddenly this room is unexpectedly large, isn't it? Roomy.
It's roomy.
Unexpectedly.
It's roomy.
It looks like your gamble could be paying off, and they're realising this search isn't about size, it's about finding a home they love.
Are you coming down or are you going to stay there? Peter's very happily sitting on the stairs. You look like you were enjoying that little spot.
I did. I liked that spot. It was very peaceful, very nice.
It's a very peaceful house.
Yes, it is.
Strange question. Do you feel it's a good house to grow old in?
When I was sitting on the stairs, I was thinking, is this a house that I would feel comfortable being old in, or on my own in, or... And naturally, I probably feel that it's okay.
Peter and Ian need to connect with the house they want to grow old in, and I think they've just done it.
Inspirational, Kirstie.
And I've still got another gem up my sleeve.
I'm in London's East End, hopefully on the path to property paradise, with retiring vicar Ian and his wife Peter.
And I'm in the pricey West with underwear entrepreneur Shazia. She's after a place with style and glamour, and I'm just trying to make sure that she doesn't end up with something that's pants. Shazia now knows that 400 grand won't get her what she wants where she wants it. So to find it, we're taking her out of her beloved Maida Vale. Just a short drive away on the borders of West Hampstead, we found a great flat in Hendon. It's a mere 10-minute tube ride from the city, and with great motorway links to boot, it couldn't be better connected for a girl whose life is on the road.
Priced at just under £430,000, it's over her ideal budget, but not out of her reach. It has 2 double bedrooms, a separate kitchen, and the best size and layout we've seen yet. Its only downside is very upfront.
The very busy North Circular is the downside here. The flat that we're going to see is actually at the back of the block, so the road doesn't affect the flat once you're inside.
I'm not sure about the main road, but I do like how this property is outside, so hopefully...
It's a long way up.
Is it really?
There's a lift in this one, though.
Oh, that's good.
If she can see past the road, we might be onto a winner.
Here we are. Come on in and have a look.
Oh, wow.
Turning to your left is a separate kitchen. First time we've seen one of those this week.
I know. Goodness.
It is done up with a particular sort of taste in mind. You've got these arches and things, which is sort of slightly alternative.
I like it. I think it's quite funky. You're pulling a face, but I like it.
It's unique.
Oh, Phil, don't be such a conventional old soul. It's a fantastic flat and it'll really suit Shazia.
So, how much is it?
It's just under 430,000.
How much under?
50 quid.
I knew it.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's 429,950. It's been on the market a week. In terms of pounds per square foot, you're getting quite a lot of
Yeah.
flat for your money. It's well arranged because it's purpose built.
Yeah. I like that it feels like there's room, like the ceilings are higher and...
Help yourself. Spend a bit of time.
Okay.
No hurry.
She's sounding very positive in there. She's saying all the right things. But still, at the end of the day, I'm not entirely convinced that I've cracked it yet. I think she likes it. I don't think she loves it. And I actually need her to love it before she's going to commit to it. Anyway, I'll find out in a minute.
So, have you collected your thoughts?
Yes. I really like it. But I think...
I knew there was a but. I just knew there was a but coming.
I think the location is the key for me. Okay. And I would be better off somewhere like Maida Vale because it is so central.
We're moving forward.
We are. It's really good. Thank you.
Shazia said she'd stretch her budget for the right place, and if she wants one that looks like this where she wants it, that's what she'll have to do.
You're going to have a busy evening.
I will have a busy evening. Thank you.
Thank you.
Finally, we're getting somewhere. In East London, retiring vicar Ian and wife Peter are still searching for their first home together. They loved the 2-bedroom property near the Wanstead Flats, so with the battle over downsizing done, I thought I'd show them another 2-bedroom that won't push them as far from their beloved community.
This end of terrace has recently come to the market for £245,000. It's got 2 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms and has a really contemporary feel.
Well, I thought I'd better come along this morning and make sure everyone was being calm and objective.
Yeah.
Kirstie's told me lots of excitement and...
Well, don't put any dampeners down.
No,
Yeah, you tell him. Yeah.
There seems to be strong women wherever I turn this week.
Stick with what you know, Phil.
Come on, then.
Oh.
Probably a similar arrangement to the second property that you saw, I suppose.
Yeah, this is nice.
I know you don't like to give away too much until you've seen all of the house.
No, quite true.
But,
Oh, it feels good. It feels very much our kind of style.
it's different. It's younger than yesterday's house.
Yes.
It really doesn't need anything doing to it at all.
Great start, and this house just gets better and better.
It's got a stunning view, actually.
It's got a stunning view.
Yeah.
And then when you're not looking out the window, there's that.
Oh, wow. Goodness me. That's impressive. It's posh, it's got a double head. We've lived in vicarages too long, where nothing's posh.
Well, I think it's about time these two had a bit of posh.
How's Ian finding this process?
I think he's finding this really, really exciting because I think this is about him. This is his opportunity to mould something that reflects who we are as opposed to being placed in something that reflects his job. So I think he's really excited about the whole process.
Let's see what they're up to.
Well, I'm wary for you because they're two quite vocal ladies.
They are, yeah. They're keeping check on what we're doing, aren't they?
And they've got a lot to say for
Yeah,
themselves.
they have. Yeah. But, I mean, most of it is, you know...
It just goes in one out the other.
absolutely.
I mean, I deal with it all the time.
Yeah.
We're nearing to the end of the process.
Yeah.
This is the fourth property.
Yeah.
Do you feel... I mean, you've been quite positive about this, and I know you've been positive about others. Do you think we're getting there?
I think we are, but the decision between which property, I think, is going to be difficult.
Yes.
I mean, it's a good place to be. I don't think we'll go away saying, thank you, but, you know, no thank you.
You can't get much better than that.
There's no emotional complications with these two. I'm not having to be a marriage counsellor or a life coach. They know who they are, what they want, what they're doing, and they just want me to help them find a property.
I can see you're quite emotional about it, though, because you really, really want to help them, and you know that you're showing them good houses.
It's very nice how unified they are. Yep.
Shame we couldn't be a bit more unified from time to time.
Speak for yourself. I think we're very often on the same wavelength. My wavelength.
I just hope these two are united in the decision they make.
Have you guys had a chance to have a chat about things together?
Yeah, we have.
Are you aligned in your thinking?
This is a really nice house, and we like the area.
However, you want to look at the other house.
I do.
Don't you?
Yes, I do. I really want to now go back and have a look at that one.
Direct comparison between these two houses.
Yes,
Okay.
very much
well,
so.
Let's do that.
This is great news, and Peter and Ian are firmly on the right track. In London's West End, first-time buyer Shazia has been round the houses to get right back where we started in Maida Vale. She now knows that she's not prepared to compromise on location or size, but she's happy to see what pushing her budget gets her.
This property is being marketed at £465,000. For that, you get over 50% more square footage than the first flat we showed her just around the corner.
Right then.
Ooh.
Oh, we have 818 square feet. It's a big flat. It needs a bit of TLC.
It does.
It's been tenanted, and, you know...
This is what tenants
This is
do.
what tenants do.
The flat does need some cosmetic work, but the space you get by upping the budget is quite remarkable.
Wow.
Huge.
Yes.
Vast.
I love it. That could all be wardrobes. Oh, and I like this. It's very peaceful, isn't it?
It's huge. That's the real thing with this bedroom.
It really is.
The second bedroom's not big, and it leads off the kitchen. It would make a brilliant office. Not such a good bedroom, but this is absolutely sensational.
It's really good, isn't it? This is like the best one we've seen.
This is what happens when you start pushing the budget, and I'm wary of doing that because I could show you somewhere bigger and nicer that costed 500.
Yeah.
You know.
That would be maybe too much right now.
Yeah. You have to tell me when's
to be
enough's
realistic,
enough.
but I think this is really nice.
Look, help yourself. Have a bit of time.
Okay.
Don't get carried away. say, she's got the money, if she's got the money, and I'm certainly not going to encourage her, but this is a great flat and she could add value, so there's a lot going for it.
Don't worry, Phil. She's got her head screwed on. Shazia's not throwing away her money on anything.
But for a woman who doesn't have the word in her vocabulary, this flat offers the least compromises.
Well, that all seemed to go very well. You're still absolutely beaming.
I love that it's a corner.
Yeah.
Because there's windows all around.
It's a lovely light flat.
So that's lucky. And I was just thinking things like, oh, it doesn't have an ensuite. But I think the best thing is I could walk quite easily to meet my friends, and you know, there's shops down the road, there's bars. It's just a really good location for me.
Cool.
You've made me realise that's the most important thing for what I want.
More important than budget? Don't answer that. Let's go and talk about it, because it's quite a jump.
It is quite a jump.
Let's go and have a think.
Let's.
Finally, I think we're getting somewhere.
Well, hang on in there, Phil, because I sense Miss Fancy Pants hasn't finished with you yet.
Back on the other side of town, we've got two houses in the running. Peter and Ian loved the last house we showed them in the heart of the community in Forest Gate. So with that house fresh in their minds, they now want to compare it to the property slap bang next to their favourite location, the Wanstead Flats.
We're back for a second viewing to see if this is the place they want to grow old in.
Isn't this fascinating? After having seen the other house,
Yes.
this still has warmth and charm,
Yes.
but it doesn't have the light to such an extent.
I'm really appreciative that we were able to come back to this house, because I think it gives me, in my mind, a real stark difference of how the house is and how the other house is. We could move in here and we could make it ours.
Yeah, it's a lovely house.
It is a lovely house. I'm very fond of it, but I don't know. It's not as big as the other house in the way that it can take my.
My feeling about it, and it's probably silly to stand in one house and talk about another, but that's what a second viewing is for
Sure.
Yes.
compare.
Yes.
Yes.
You're a very young couple. The other house is a young person's house.
Yes.
They're certainly young at heart, and maybe the escapism offered by this house isn't what they're ready for.
Without being pompous, you know, my kind of inner life has always been connected with the urban and what I call the streets. And to be here would be to retire.
Yeah.
Symbolically, it'd be a retirement. Whereas the other place, there's still that connection with what's going on.
And God forbid you should retire at 71 here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Perish the thought.
It seems at 54 and 71, growing old gracefully is the last thing on this pair's minds.
I think this search is really inspiring. They hadn't seen a house together that they were thinking about buying ever 2 days ago. And now there's a possibility that they might just be able to move into a young, vibrant house at the centre of its community and continue with their life.
This house is stunning, but it's clear that for Peter and Ian, there's only one house left in the running. They're turning their back on Tranquil and singing the praises of the house in Forest Gate.
Ticks all the boxes, doesn't it, I think?
I think it does.
And what was surprising to me was when you looked at the house from the outside, it was another small terrace house. Yeah. And when you walked in, it was a bit like an illusion. You know, you walk in a little door and suddenly there's all this space. Yeah. It's quite remarkable.
Do you want me to try and secure that property for you, or do you want to give it some more thought?
We'll make the call.
This house is £5,000 over their budget at £245,000, but Peter and Ian are happy to move at the pace of the vendors who have yet to find a new home. This could be just the ace card I need to bring it in on budget.
Our offer was that we would pay £240,000 for the house. I don't want to fall into some terrible cliche, but I'm going to. It's not often you get a vicar making an offer on your house. OK, bye.
With the call in, the waiting begins. Ian and Peter have offered £240,000 for the house in Forest Gate, £5,000 less than the asking price. The agent's quick to come back with news from the vendors.
Okay, brilliant. Thanks, Brad. Okay. Bye. They're going to sleep on it. I asked him, as you heard, what he thought the chances were. He said, being an estate agent, I'm going to tell you 50-50, but I reckon they're pretty good. I hate to leave you without total confirmation, but I think it looks really positive.
It's never good leaving it, and I'm sure Ian and Peter won't get a good night's sleep. But fingers crossed.
Over in Maida Vale, Shazia's finally seen a house she likes, but it's £65,000 over her ideal budget. So I need to know she's ready to make that leap in price.
Could you stretch to 465?
It's doable. It's doable. I just didn't want to spend more than what I wanted to spend.
Let's just have a look at the figures, because I've done a little bit of research.
Have you?
There's a flat that is under offer on Elgin Avenue at 465. That's only 648 square feet. The flat that we're looking at, similar condition, corner building, one street along, 815 square feet.
Wow.
So
it's big.
It actually makes, that comparable makes the asking price of 465 quite attractive. We should agree a figure that you're happy to pay to start the negotiations.
How much do you think we could chip off?
I think we've got to start at 450.
Really? That's a lot.
Start at 445 and go up to 450.
That's not very much off.
I'm used to negotiating with the agents, not my own clients. But Shazia certainly knows how to drive a hard bargain, and I can't even get my initial call into the agent.
No, don't.
What?
Don't say that. Put it down. I want more of a deal.
They're not going to give it to you.
I want a deal.
465.
I'm a businesswoman. I want a deal.
If you got it for 445, that'd be a deal.
I thought we were getting somewhere. The last thing I want to do is push her to make an offer she's not comfortable with. So I call the agent and simply register her interest, giving Shazia time to do some maths.
You work the finances out, I'll play games with the agent, and we'll get it for you. It's a cracking flat. I'd love to get it for you.
Sounds good to me. I'd love you to get it for me.
But in the end, it doesn't quite stack up for Shazia, and she decides not to make an offer at all. It's disappointing, but now she's armed with an understanding of exactly what she wants. This once nervy first-time buyer has blossomed into a force to be reckoned with. Flat owners of London, beware. Over in East London, we were making a night of it. Having been told we wouldn't hear any news until the next day, I got a very unexpected telephone call.
Wow, I'm thrilled. That's really good news. Yeah, thanks so much. I'm chuffed to bits. Yeah, that's great news. Thank you very much. Okay, thanks very much. Okay, bye. They were going to sleep on it.
Yes.
And then they rang it back and they said, you know what, we're not going to sleep on it. This is a good deal. We're going to take it.
Fantastic.
Fantastic.
Oh, can we finish off that bottle then?
Yes.
Okay, shall I be
Yeah.
mother?
Yeah.
That is
How's that for a case of divine intervention? It's incredible news for an incredible couple.
I'll leave these two just to be silly. My mind is on higher things.
So with the offer accepted, things are looking up for Ian and Peter. It's 2 months later, and there have been a few developments.
We had a lot of discussion about the new house and
We did, yeah.
put it on Facebook and told lots of people about it. And there was general celebration from the church, wasn't
Yeah,
there?
the congregation applauded.
Then things took an unexpected turn. The recent slump has threatened the funding of many charities across Britain, which may yet impact on charity worker Peter.
When we started off, we knew what our budget was, and we knew the kind of size of house that we were going to be moving into. So, in one way, there was a lot of security in that.
Yeah.
Whereas at the moment, there isn't much security, so now the future is very uncertain.
Ian and Peter have decided that now is not the time for them to purchase. and have taken the very difficult decision to pull out of the move. They are back at the vicarage, and it seems someone is smiling down on them.
Well, fortunately, we now look as though we have much more time to look elsewhere, because it's apparent that I probably will get an extension to stay here further, so that the horizon of leaving, which was very near, is now much further away. So that gives us more space to look elsewhere and to think what we're going to do.
One of the biggest things I think we learnt from the search was just how time-consuming it is to actually go around to various houses and look at them. So I was immensely pleased that was kind of done for us.
Having covered this ground once, they'll know what to expect when they start house hunting in the future. But for now, these two will remain at the heart of their community in Leytonstone. Ian may be postponing his retirement for a few years, but he's definitely not forgetting his plans for the future.
So I'm going to sign on to be an extra in films, yeah. I'm going to go to lots of festivals as a steward, as a volunteer steward. So, yeah, I'll have a very packed time.
The house hunt may be on hold, but these two have got plenty to keep them busy. And I'm confident that what goes around comes around. And one day they will find a home for them to grow old in. Certainly, it's a search I'd be happy to do all over again.